This is Okusama, and in today's video, let's look at the Photoshop workspaces, especially for digital art. So what are these workspaces? They are the different layouts that help you achieve the different functionalities that Photoshop offers. Whether you are doing photo editing, whether you are doing GIFs, whether you are doing digital illustrations or adjusting some lighting on a photo, they are all suited to serve you by altering the arrangement of the tools and every other thing that you'll need for that particular task. My workspace should look somewhere close to this. Yes, my workspace is laid out in this manner. So what are the different options that you have? So let's look at the workspaces themselves quickly. To access your workspaces, you go to Window, Workspace, and then you hover around. You'll find you have Essentials, you have the 3D, you have Graphic and Web, you have Motion, you have Painting, you have Photography, and then you could make your own workspace. As you see, I have my own custom-made workspace. It's called Joe Painting. So these are the workspaces that you have, as you can see on my screen. So what happens when you click on each of them? If you click on Essentials, you will notice that a lot of things are changing. The tools move to the left and it is in one single file, and then you have maybe your color hue here, and then you have your layers, you have maybe you have properties, adjustments, and any other thing that you have there. You go back there and let's look at 3D. 3D also rearranges everything. As you can see on the screen, everything is rearranged. You have a timeline down here. So you have a timeline down here, you have some properties here. These are all for 3D. They will give you easy access to the things that you want to do in 3D. Go back there, Window, Workspace, Graphic and Web. Same happens. Now you have your text properties here. Then you have more properties around here. You have rulers and grids and layers when you click them, and tools to the left. Let's look at Motion. Motion now majorly gives you a bigger timeline down here. And then also we have the right side of your panel being rearranged with some other things. Let's look at Painting. Painting, now this is what I use mostly, and now it is adopting my last saved settings for painting. So in my last saved settings, I had my swatches here, I have my color here, and then I have the layers down here and the canvas, as you can see. What other workspace do we have? We have Photography, and for photography you get all these things that are arranged in this manner. So you have adjustments, especially for adjusting lights and the contrast and the hues and everything that relates to photographs. Alright, so how does my own workspace, and how did I set it up? My workspace is Painting, and to be more specific is Joe Painting. So what do I have? I have, starting from the right, there are things I do not use but they keep coming, so I'll close them. There are gradients, there are gradient swatches, color, all those things. I have properties down here. I have the layers, channels, paths, I have adjustment, libraries, all these things. One, if you want to increase the window of any of these things, of these parameters, you simply hover around and then until you find this icon, and then you can drag it up and down. If you drag it up, it goes up and down like that. Also, you can close the group and it will not be there anymore. If you choose close group, if you choose close, it will close only one panel. If you choose close tab group, it will close everything else. So go to layers. I have my layers down here. If I keep adding layers, they will keep increasing here, and so on and so forth. So let me delete the layers that I just added. So how did I end up again with this? I went to Window and then Workspace and Painting. Now when you choose Painting, you will likely have your tools bar there. You likely have your tools bar somewhere here, and they will be like that. So a few things I want to talk about these workspaces is that these tabs are movable. You are also able to dock them where you want them for your own convenience. For instance, I prefer my tools to the right because I'm using my right hand to draw, and I do not want to move my hand all across the screen to the left to access the tools. So the way to do that, you click and drag these tools. You could decide to either make them floating like that or dock them. By docking, I mean you find them a fixed place, and by finding a fixed place, you hover around until you find this blue highlight, and then you release it. When you release it, it is now docked and it will not move unless you hold and drag. Also, I prefer my tools closer together so that I do not look up, down. I want them somewhere that I can look across. You click these two arrows, and then they will be opened up more. So this is about the floating and docking of windows. And as I said, any of these things can float and dock. If I come to color, for instance, and then click and drag around, it moves around. So if I leave it here, this is a floating window. And then if I want to dock it, I will look for any suitable place that will highlight in blue and then release it, and then it will dock there. Also, if you run into trouble, you have docked something somewhere and you don't want it there, it is the same procedure. You click and drag and dock it wherever you want. So I will dock it where it was here. Also, you can interchange these tabs. If you want this color to be to the right of to the left of the swatches, you simply click and hold it to the left. It will move to the left, and the swatches will move to the right. We talk about opening and closing of these tabs. If you click on color, for instance, click on color, and then you want to close this cube, you do not want to see it, click on the three dots and then choose close. If you choose close, it will close the color tab here like that. But now if you click on close tab group, it closes everything along the tab. So if I clicked close tab group, it would have closed swatches and color. So let me return the color and then go to close tab group. If you choose close tab group, it now closes everything. So how do you get back these things after you've closed them? You go to window and then click on the element that you want back on your workspace. For example, if I want my color back, I'll still go to color, click on it, it will come back. If I want my, what other do I want? Just anything, you will get it back to its place on the timeline or on the workspace. Okay, so let's talk about how I get my, according to color. Let's go to color. If you are not interested in getting this cube or it confuses you in any way, there are options, and the options are here. You could choose brightness cube, looks like that, color wheel, grayscale slider, RGB sliders, HSB, CMYK, lab sliders, web color sliders, and so on and so forth. So we have all these things. Also for swatches, you probably do not have as many as I have, and in a separate video I will talk about how I achieve my own presets of swatches. As you can see, I have some characters whose colors I have saved down here, and there's a procedure to that. So what you'll have mostly is legacy, and once you click legacy swatches, you will be met with these many folders in legacy, and you can click on all of them and see what it contains. So these are different colors with different hues of pigments It gives you an easy access if you want to just look at a color and pick, as opposed to finding your way through the hue cube. Because with hue cube, if you want to pick yellow, you have to come to yellow and then move all the way to yellow, or pick a shade that you'd like. But if you have swatches, you can simply look and then see that this is purple, this is pink, this is orange, and then you can easily pick the color that you want. Also, we have a few settings to swatches. You could use tiny thumbnail as I'm using, or a large list. For a large list, you get these presets and you can scroll over. For a large thumbnail, you get these bigger cubes, and for a small tiny thumbnail, you get what I have here. Alright, so this is how my workspace looks like. Please subscribe, comment, like, share, and I'll see you in the next video.